The Orient Bambino, probably one of the best entry-level watches. Decent design, great movement, hacking, hand winding, 40-hour power reserve. This is a gateway watch. If anything, getting this watch, it's only going to make you want to buy more watches, and I'm going to explain to you why. Welcome back to another daily driver test. We're going to go through the design, wear experience, movement, and legibility of the Orient Bambino version 7. Going from strongest to weakest, let's get started on this watch, guys. Strongest point is the movement. Inside, we have the caliber F6 724, an in-house movement from Orient. Now, for us, the consumer, an in-house movement means a few things. It means better quality control, potentially longer lasting performance, and easier servicing down the line. And it also means that you're gonna get a piece of horological history. I mean, you're wearing a watch with a movement that was designed and built by the actual brand itself. So it's not just like a generic component or an off-the-shelf movement. And sure, the finishing here is just a basic laser etched rotor. I mean, that's pretty much all you're getting, but the focus is on function and reliability. And for less than $300, that's easily the most attractive thing about the Orient Bambino. And now for the accuracy, I gave it a 4 out of 5. Movement rated for plus 25, minus 15 seconds per day, 21,600 beats per hour. Mine was clocking in at about plus 6 seconds per day, so I'm really happy with that actually. And for the reliability, I gave it a 4 out of 5. The F6 caliber series is earning its reputation for reliability. Orient is using it across their Bambino and Orient Star lines now, phasing out the previous 40 series. And feedback from the watch forums concerning this movement, actually really positive. Consistent accuracy, minimal problems, which is exactly what you're looking for in a watch that you can depend on. And as far as complications go, again, 4 out of 5. Date at 6 o'clock, perfect for a daily driver. Pull the crown out, time hacks. You have hand winding and it has power reserve of 40 hours. So pretty standard for this price point. Mine actually lasts about 42 hours, so it's a little bit above specs, which is nice. And then next up, we have the second strongest category, the design, specifically the dimensions. Now the dimensions on this watch, I scored a 4.3 out of 5. You have a case size of 38.4 millimeters, lug to lug of 44 millimeters, thickness of 12.5 millimeters, and a lug width of 20 millimeters. Now, one thing that has always kept me from the Bambino was the previous case size of 40.5 millimeters. And I like bigger watches. My favorite watch has got to be the Omega Seamaster at 42 millimeters. But on a dress watch, I think that the sweet spot is definitely going to be that 38 millimeter case size. The only downside for me on this is the thickness. Although the majority is coming from the crystal, I still think 12.5 thickness is a little bit too much on a dress watch. But let's move on to the case shape and finish, which I gave a 4 out of 5. And I'll be honest here, there's nothing really special that stuck out to me. The Bambino's case is intentionally simple. Draws from that mid-20th century design language, mirror polish on the top profile of the case, brushing on the sides, smooth edges, see-through case back. Pretty straightforward. Honestly, this is just a modest watch. It is an elegant watch. And finally, let's talk about the crown. Crown score 5 out of 5. The crown size is perfect. In my opinion, it's proportional to the case and easy to grip. It's signed with the Orient logo, which is a nice touch, and it's not screw down, but that's not a deal breaker for a dress watch. Has this sort of like a UFO shape, which makes it super easy to pull out and set the time. However, the winding action on this watch is definitely a little grainy. It's nothing major though, but just something to take note of. Now for the bracelet score. This Bambino originally comes on a bracelet, but for me, 100% it belongs on a leather strap. That said, the bracelet isn't terrible. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. It's 20 millimeters tapering down to 18 with a double pusher clasp. It's stamped. You know, just think of Seiko bracelets in this price range and you pretty much get the idea. Now let's move on to the crystal and dial. Domed mineral crystal on this watch. I know we all would have liked sapphire. However, the distortions just would not be this good on a sapphire crystal. The reason I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 is actually just because there's no AR coating on this crystal. I think the least that Orient could have done is give us a layer on the inside. Okay, let's talk about the dial, which is absolutely charming, you guys. It is a dress watch, so simplicity is key here, and the Bambino nails it. The sunray brush finish is gorgeous, and while it is described as light blue, it sometimes kind of leans more towards the gray, depending on the light. The raised, polished hour markers and Dauphine hands add a touch of elegance, and of course, no lume, but that's pretty typical for a dress watch. Now, two things that I would have changed here: the date window and the minute track. The stark white date wheel against the blue dial, it just draws too much attention. I think a color match wheel would have integrated much better. And then on the opposite side of that coin, the white minute markers actually lack contrast against the blue dial. So they're a little bit difficult to see in certain lighting. Now, of course, these are just personal preferences, but I think that they're definitely worth mentioning. And I rated the dial a 4.5 out of 5. Now, this watch retails for $300 on Orient's website. I got mine for $230 on Amazon, so you could save a little money there. Check out the link in the description if you are interested. Now, I call it a gateway watch, but why? Because it is a great entry point into the world of mechanical watches. It's stylish, it's reliable, and it's affordable. But here's the catch: it doesn't give you everything. It leaves you kind of wanting more complications, more intricate finishing, more of that mechanical magic. It was kind of a lame line, but I'm gonna leave it in there. Anyway, wear experience, guys. Let's move on, starting with the comfort. 5 out of 5, the Bambino is a joy to wear. Its dimensions are perfect for a comfortable fit. It hugs the wrist without feeling bulky. The lightweight design, it just adds to the comfort, and it's ideal. It's an all-day wear kind of watch. A leather strap completes the package, in my opinion, and it creates a watch that kind of feels as good as it looks. Okay, now let's talk wardrobe combination. This is such an important category for daily drivers because it's a watch that you're gonna have to pair with whatever outfit you got going on. So I gave this watch a 5 out of 5. 20mm lug width, you can pair it with virtually any strap. For the first couple days, I had it on this nice brown suede, and then later I switched it up to a more cinnamon brown kind of color, and even this olive green I found worked really nice. And while the Bambino is technically a dress watch, the different color options give it a more relaxed vibe, so there's plenty of versatility. And it's perfect for business wear, but it's also suitable enough to work with a t-shirt and shorts without looking totally out of place. You know, it's something that you don't really have to think about too much. That's what I like about it. It just works. Okay, up next is the wear and tear category, or as I like to call it, the baby driver score. So every watch is prone to wear and tear. Starting from 0 all the way to 5, the more points it gets, the more delicate it feels, and the more we subtract from the overall score. Now, this watch is a little bit of a baby driver. I gave it a 3 out of 5, right in the middle. It does feel delicate. The mineral crystal is just something to be mindful of, and then, of course, with 30-meter water resistance, it's just not really ideal for active lifestyles. So it's definitely a dress watch through and through. So just keep that in mind. Okay, and finally, let's move on to the legibility. For everyday readability, the Bambino's pretty good, but it's not perfect. So I'd say 4 out of 5. In most lighting conditions, it's fine, but when the light hits the crystal just right, those minute markers become almost invisible. And it can actually be a little bit frustrating if you're trying to tell the time quickly. That's kind of what I was referring to earlier before when I was talking about the contrast. And last category, nighttime visibility, 1 out of 5. No lume at all, guys. Not a huge deal for some, but remember, we're thinking daily driver here. So if you're someone who needs to check the time at night, then this might be a deal breaker for you. And I get that this is a dress watch, but since this is a daily driver test, we still have to factor that in. So okay, let's total all the scores that we've gotten so far. And really quick, guys, if you like this video and you want to see more daily driver tests, then please subscribe. I am a smaller channel, so it does help YouTube recommend more of my videos to you so that you do not miss out. Okay, so I'm going to put all of the totals up on the screen here, and then I'm going to sum it up to you. Okay, Bambino's biggest strength, that in-house movement at an affordable price. Movement 24 out of 30 for an 80%. And then second place goes to the design category, 23.8 out of 30 for a 79%. You have a classic design, great dimensions, with those lowest scores on the bracelets and the crystal. And then third place, the wear experience, 15.5 out of 20 for a 78%. You have great comfort, easy styling. The only trade-off is the slightly more delicate nature of the case. And finally, While still good, legibility is its weakest point. Legibility 10 out of 20, 50%. Nighttime visibility definitely being a factor here. Now there is also an extra credit budget boost of 3.5 points if the price of this watch falls below $400, which it does. So this gives the Orient Bambino a daily driver score of 76.8, which is actually really good. I think anything above a 70 is a decent daily driver, and this puts it so far in the top 5 daily drivers for this channel. So yeah, that's it guys. What do you think of the Orient Bambino? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you own this watch, let me know if you disagree or if you agree with this daily driver rating, or what would be your daily driver rating. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. And also, what other daily driver tests would you like me to do? So far, you guys have been requesting, let's just go through all of the established low budget classics, right? So that's what we're doing. But if there's anything else that you guys would be interested in the future, let me know. I know you guys are requesting the Timex GMT, the North Expedition GMT, but it's totally sold out. I can't find it anywhere on the Timex website. Teddy is completely out of stock. It's actually literally easier for me to get my hands on a Tudor Pro GMT than the Timex GMT. But anyway, I'm working on it, guys. So stay tuned for that, like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching, guys, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.